Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Story specially written for radio by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
Good evening to you, one and all. Aye, it's your old friend, Hamish MacLeod, back with you again. In the weeks to come, I hope to tell you something of man's fascination with wind and wave, of naval warfare and maritime rescue, of daring voyages and cowardly mutiny, of storm and of doldrums, of the dim seafaring past and the distant billows of the future. From every latitude and all points of the compass, tales from the seven seas. And tonight's story is a true one. It starts in Hull, England, in the year 1802, and it concerns a young man called John Jewett, who traded the solid security of his father's forge for the precarious excitement of a voyage to the outpost of what is now British Columbia, and what was then the home of warlike Indians. Let me tell you about the man who made knives.
Hello? Hello. Good morrow, sir.
Good morrow to you, young fella. You are the blacksmith here?
No, sir. My father is the blacksmith, but I follow in his footsteps.
I see. Well, I'm Captain Mellish of the Ariadne. We've just put into port.
Oh, welcome to all, Captain Mellish. I'm John, son of Hector Jewett.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, John Jewett.
How can I be of help to you, sir? My father is away at present, but if you require anything, I'll do my best to satisfy your needs.
My need is for a blacksmith. The Ariadne is in want of a few repairs. Nothing serious, mind. Just small items. But they must be repaired.
I'm sure I'll be able to accommodate you, Captain Mellish. When would you wish me to come aboard and assess the necessary work?
As soon as possible. We've a long voyage ahead of us. Not all that much time to spare in port.
When do you intend to sail?
When repairs are completed and provisions taken on. And when I've picked up a cargo of useful hardware which I can barter with.
Barter? That sounds as though you sail for savage lands.
We plan to voyage along the west coast of the North American continent and then across to China.
China? America? To think of actually going to such far-flung places. Oh, what wouldn't I give to make such a voyage? But there's little chance of the blacksmith and all, is there?
Who knows? Who knows, Master Jewett? One day you might.
I think not, Captain Mellish. When I'm an old man, I shall still be John Jewett, blacksmith of old.
And what's wrong with that? 'Tis an honorable trade, and most necessary.
This is a small job I have in hand here. I should be finished within the hour. I could come to the ship then.
That would be most satisfactory, Master Jewett. Most satisfactory.
Well, Captain Mellish, all my work is done, and I hope it's to your satisfaction, sir.
My bosun tells me your craftsmanship is above criticism, Master Jewett.
Thank you, sir. But my father must have the credit, for he taught me. I'll be sad to see the Ariadne sail away, Captain Mellish.
Taken a liking to her, have you?
Yes, I feel quite at home aboard her.
Then why not make her your home for a while, eh? And see all those places you dream of?
Oh, if only I could. My father would not stand in my way, I know. But I'm no seaman. Of what use could I be, Captain Ellis?
Use? You could be the ship's armorer, Master Jewett.
Ship's armorer?
Aye. You can have a smith forge here on board. What do you say, John?
What do I say? I say I'm going home. The fed's my dear.
So young John Jewett sailed on the Ariadne. He was very seasick for the first few days, of course, but he soon got over that. And before long, he was working happily at his armorer's forge. He made friends with an older man by the name of Thompson, who became Jewett's assistant at the forge. Together, they fashioned small knives and axes and daggers for the Indian trade. After a stormy voyage around Cape Horn, the Ariadne sailed northward with fair winds and weather until she reached Nootka Sound on the northwest coast of Canada.
Still at it, John, eh? You and Thompson must be the hardest working men on my ship.
Oh, just another few daggers and things for trading, Captain Ellis. The more we have, the better our barter.
Oh, you talk like a merchant. And you're right.
Captain, sir, why have we anchored here?
To take on fresh water for a journey along the coast.
So far, no glimpse of the savages we're to trade with.
We'll have visitors before long. You can rest assured of that.
One thing puzzles me, Captain. How do we talk to them?
A hybrid mixture of signs and pidgin English.
Oh.
The savages along the coast have learned quite a few words of English from various traders, and our goods speak for themselves. Captain! Round the headland! A canoe! Ah, speak of the devil. Take a look, John. Your first sight of the savages.
They're covered in paint.
It's a custom. They daub their face and body.
But look at that one there, in the prow of the canoe, with all the feathers and beads. Why is he different from the rest, Captain?
That'll be the king. He wears the feathers and beads for the same reason our King George wears his crown. They're paying us a compliment by his presence.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I, Makina. I, King. Welcome.
And I am Captain Nellis, master of this vessel. I bid you, Makina, welcome, and invite you on board.
Makina brings gift. Mametli.
Gift. That's a fine salmon. I thank you, Makina. And I have a gift for you. John, pick me a good dagger, the shiniest you have. Aye.
Will this do, Captain?
Admirably. For you, Makina. Here.
Oh. It is good. This man, who?
This is John Jewett, our armorer.
John make knife.
Yes, John make knife. John makes many things here. Knives, daggers, hatchets, axes.
How you make, John? How you make knife?
Show him and keep him happy.
Yes, Captain. Here, on this forge, I make them. First, I heat the metal. Then I beat it. I hammer it. Like this.
They know we're about to weigh anchor.
Captain Mellish, they seem different this time. There's something sinister about them. And they stare constantly at my forward, and at the weapons I've been working on.
There's nothing to worry about, John. We came in peace, and they welcomed us. We will go in peace. There will be no trouble.
I hope not, sir, for they outnumber us many times over.
John! Take muskets! Take muskets! All hands! All hands! Hurry, John!
Yes, sir.
John Jewett, are you alive?
What happened? Thompson. Johnson.
They've butchered everyone. Everyone. Look around you.
Oh, my God. The deck is awash with blood.
We're all that remains of the crew. Just you and me, John. But for how long? That's the question. They spotted us. They think we're still alive.
We're done for. We're done for.
Only one. Ah. John.
Oh, my Tina.
My people won't kill you.
You've slaughtered everyone else. Murdered them.
John, I speak. You say no. I kill. You say yes. You live.
What? What?
Make knives for Makina. John, live. Fight battles for Makina. John, live. Make knives. Do as he says, John. Do as he says. At least it's a chance. John, answer.
Very well, Makina. Yes, I will make knives for you.
It's good. You, John, come. Other man, kill. No, hush, John. Don't cross them, or you'll die too. This man, kill. John, live. This man, kill.
Makina, have you a son?
Makina, have son.
And you love him?
All father love son.
And your son loves you, Makina?
Son honors Makina.
Johnson, show no surprise. Makina, this man is my father.
Him, father.
Yes, I am his son. Kill him, and I will not make knives for you. Kill him, and you must kill me, too.
Makina, no kill John. No kill father. Father, son, both live.
Working on the same dagger, John. You're taking a special pride in this one, aren't you?
I always take a pride in my work, Thompson.
Aye, you do. But you've been making knives and daggers here among the savages for months. And you've not spent as much time as this on one piece of work, have you?
I do what is necessary.
Ah, come John, I know you as well as if you really was my own son. And I'd say you're planning something.
If I didn't attempt to plan some method of escape from here, I should go mad.
Oh, it could be far worse, John. After all, we're well treated here. And we're alive. Thanks to you, I'm alive.
You may yet live to curse me for saving you.
No, never. Life is precious, John. Very precious. And we're well cared for. Makina has grown truly fond of you. And his young son has the strongest affection for you.
That makes matters worse. He will never let us go. We're no better than slaves, with a pagan savage for a master.
Something will turn up. We must be patient.
We have been patient too long. We must do something. Do something.
Aye, but what?
There is a man from the Wiccan in his tribe here. You seen him?
Aye, but what help will he be to us?
This dagger which I've been fashioning so carefully, he covets it.
Well, if you give it to him, I've no doubt he'll accept it. But what good is that?
In return, he will deliver a letter to the first ship's captain he is able to contact.
The bribe of a dagger is no guarantee of that.
He'll do it, not only because of the dagger, but because of the magic.
Magic? What nonsense is this?
Oh, not nonsense, Thompson. Not nonsense. These savages are superstitious. They live by omens and portents. I will prove to this Wiccan-Inish native that evil will befall him if he disobeys me.
And how do you propose to perform such a miracle, eh?
By a trick of memory.
A what?
In Old Thompson, where I come from, the schoolmaster used to sit and talk to me while his horse was being shod. Before I left to join the Ariadne, he was telling me about the Evans and strange phenomena.
Oh, that's very interesting, I'm sure, but how...
Wait. I well remember he said that on the 15th of August, that's tomorrow, Thompson, by my reckoning, there will be an eclipse of the moon.
What's that got to do with our present predicament?
I intend using that eclipse to demonstrate my magic powers.
Oh, you mean you'll pretend that you've caused it?
By powerful magic, yes. The gift of the dagger is to show my goodwill. The demonstration of the eclipse is to show what will happen if my instructions are disobeyed and my letter is not delivered. And what do you think of that for a scheme, Thompson?
Oh, they're certainly credulous enough. It's worth a try.
Aye.
And it might well work. John! Ship's cannon! Did you hear?
I heard. I'd almost given up hope. 6 months since the eclipse. 6 months since I sent the letter for aid. Now listen, Thompson. They've taken that letter 6 months to get through. We must not spoil our chances by showing emotion. We must not show undue interest.
Aye. As though the ship's arrival were a matter of no concern to us.
John!
Yes, Makina.
Ship here!
Yes, Makina. We know.
You not glad. Go board ship.
Oh, we care little about that vessel, Makina. We are happy here.
Makina, wish trade with ship. Want what ship have.
Yes, I suppose you do.
My people not want Makina go board ship. My people think there be danger to Makina.
That's his guilty conscience.
What John think? Think there be danger on ship.
Oh, I don't see why there should be. Why should the crew of that ship wish to harm you, Makina?
We need trade with ship. John, you make letter to captain. Tell you and father well treated by Makina. Tell captain in written word.
A letter? Why, yes, Makina. Whatever you wish.
John, right. Makina, come back for letter.
There.
Finished, John?
Yes, I'm finished. Shall I read it to you?
Aye. I'm curious to know what's your foot.
Sir, the bearer of this letter is the Indian king by the name of Makina. He was the instigator of the capture of the ship Ariadne and the murder of her master, Captain H. Mellish, as also the 25 members of her crew, the only 2 survivors of the massacre being now on shore and held captive.
John!
Whereof, I hope you will take care to confine him to his merits and keeping so good a watch over him that he cannot escape from you. By so doing, we shall be able to obtain our release in the course of a few hours. John Jewett, armourer of the Ariadne, for himself and John Thompson, sailmaker of said ship.
Dare you send this, John?
Aye, I dare. For we have little to fear from the other savages of Makinas and irons on the ship. They dare not harm us. They'd give up 500 of us rather than have the king injured.
Our king, Makina, prisoner on ship. Why?
Tell your people to be silent, and I will answer.
John, tell why Makina prisoner. Tell people.
The captain of the ship wishes you to release my father and myself. That is why your king is held prisoner.
Kill!
Aye, kill me if you wish. But if you do, you will see your king, Makina, hanging by his neck from the yardarm. Kill me, and you kill your king. Let my father go aboard the ship. He will speak with the captain and see that Makina is not armed.
No, John, I'll not do it. I'll not leave you here with these savages. Don't forget the Ariadne. Don't forget the massacre.
Thompson, while Makina's a prisoner, they will not harm us. I've told them what will happen if they do. Go and see that Makina is well treated, but in close confinement until I join you.
But, John, lad...
Hey. John, you honest man.
I try to be.
You go with father. Send back Makina. Send back king. We give you canoe.
I can scarce believe it, Thompson. I had almost given up hope of ever seeing civilization again. Yet there it is. That ship ahead of us.
Aye. We're back among our own. Free as the savages.
I feel as though 100 years have passed since the day I left Hull on the Ariadne.
Oh, those years will soon dissolve, lad. And this will be a rare adventure to relate beside a bright fire with a tankard of mulled wine in England.
England. England. Even the word sounds strange. Makina.
John. His eyes smile to see you, John.
They have been treating you well, Makina.
Well, what well when Makina, prisoner, is not well, John? You tell Captain Makina, your friend. I save you from kill. You tell.
I have told the captain, Makina. I have told him.
Then why Makina, prisoner?
You murdered the crew of the Ariadne. The Ariadne, Makina.
I, your friend, John. You tell Captain.
I have spoken with the captain. You will not be harmed, Makina. Do you understand? You will not be harmed. But you must return all the cargo from the Ariadne. You must give back all the things from the Ariadne. Then you will be set free, Makina. Only then.
John promised to work for Makina.
And I've worked for you and worked well. Now I must go home, as you will go home, when you return the stolen cargo.
Makina will return cargo. Makina wish John safe to home.
Thank you, Makina. But I wonder if you realize how fortunate you are to be what you are, a savage. Would it mean anything to you if I told you about justice and morality? Would it mean anything if I told you that in England you would go on trial for mass murder?
I not understand. I return cargo.
And Makina returned the stolen cargo. And although the captain of the vessel was all for taking the Indian king back to England to face justice, John Jewett persuaded him to release Makina. There seemed little point in imposing a code of society on people who were outside it. Makina went back to his people, and so did John Jewett and John Thompson. And now, this is Hamish MacLeod bidding you farewell for the moment. But I hope you'll all be here with me again next week at the same time when I'll have another of my stories for you. Good night to you all.
Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Stories specially written for this series by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
In the year 1816, 12 months after the final defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, when Europe was experiencing a somewhat unstable peace, a precarious situation which was to last almost 40 years. After the Battle of Waterloo, the British victors had handed back to France the colony of Senegal, and France was eager to rebuild her former province. Many French ships set their course for the West African coast. Among them was the Jeanne d'Arc, and she had distinguished passengers aboard. I called my tale The Lottery.
Sur ma guitare assez longtemps, sur ma guitare assez longtemps, j'ai chanté le temps maman, j'ai chanté le temps maman.
General Tabadou. Ah, there you are. You show wisdom in remaining here apart.
Huh?
The festivities are, shall we say, a trifle vulgar.
Festivities? Is it a reason for festivity that Captain Renault is the greatest incompetent in all France?
These are the times we live in, Monsieur le General.
Yeah.
France has suffered much. First the Revolution, with all its terrors and bloodshed, and afterwards our vision of peace and security under the Emperor Napoleon. What a short-lived dream. Yes, Monsieur le General, what a short-lived dream. Dissolved in the smoking cannon of Waterloo. All the fine illusions were merely that and nothing more.
So, Napoleon has gone. But what does that explain why command of this ship was given to a fool? France still has many brilliant seamen. I ask you, Monsieur Dassault, what sort of captain is it who finds himself 100 miles off course only 10 days after leaving port? Oh, it is beyond belief.
What you say is true, Monsieur le General. Captain Renault is not a great seaman. If he were, he could not, as you say, have gone off course to that extent. But at least he showed some seamanship in getting us back on course, did he not?
The man is an idiot. By some miracle, he manages to steer us through the Tropic of Cancer. And we are supposed to applaud this magnificent feat by holding a party? Our business is to reach Senegal, Monsieur Dassault. There is much work to be done. The colony must be re-established. You spoke of the revolution of the Emperor Napoleon. I, Jean-Marie Favreau, have lived through these events. I have fought in the field. I have faced bullets, cannon, the cavalry charges of the enemy. I am a veteran of many battles. But there is a time for fighting, Monsieur Dassault, and a time for building. Now is the time for building. And how can we, when a man who knows nothing of the sea is turned into a sea captain and the crew of this vessel? What are they? Street rabble. Rabble, monsieur, nothing more. I tell you, I, for one, will be most grateful when this voyage is over.
And I, Monsieur le General, I cannot deny that I shall be very happy when I finally bid a last farewell to the Jeanne d'Arc.
Oh, are you good people? And why do you remain here apart from us? You must join our merry company. For Monsieur Dassault and you, General Pablo, surely you will not deprive us of your wit, eh? An engrossing conversation. We are having the most wonderful party.
I can hear that, Captain Renault. But don't you think this celebration is a trifle premature?
Oh.
Monsieur Dassault and I have been discussing the ship's position. We are now off the coast of Africa. There are deadly sandbanks here.
I know what is troubling you, Monsieur le General. The clarity of the water deceives you. I am not a petty midshipman, you know. I am a sea captain, and it is my business to know these things. I can assure you we are lying in at least 100 fathoms. Do not concern yourself with such a matter. Now, I beg of you, come and join us. Listen to the laughter, the singing. We are having the most delightful party. Listen, we are happy, we are gay, we are enjoying ourselves. How can you resist?
You fool, Renault, you fool! Sandbar! We have struck the sandbar! Stay where you are! Everyone! Stay where you are! Do not panic! Keep still! Do not panic! Silence! Silence! Listen to me, all of you. The weather is good. The sea is calm. We have nothing to fear at the moment. If we all keep our heads and do not panic, and there is plenty of time to prepare should it be necessary to take to the boats.
You speak sensibly, Monsieur le General. One moment.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. We must all remain calm and do what is required of us.
Even at a glance, I can see that the damage is extensive. But the ship will most likely hold until a wind comes up. When that happens, I fear she may break up.
We must make the most of our opportunities. Captain, a word at your place.
Yes, Monsieur le General.
Will you order the boats made ready?
The boats? Yes, Monsieur le General. Monsieur le General, the boats. Oh, but no, there is a difficulty, a great difficulty.
What do you mean, Captain?
What do I mean? Why, just that there are not enough boats to take all of us.
Not enough boats!
But this is monstrous, Captain Renault.
It is not my fault, Monsieur Dassault.
This is not the time for blame or excuses. We must find a solution to the problem. Yes, of course. We will build a raft. For those the boats will not hold. For the surplus. And we must do it now, while the weather holds, while there is still time.
Of course, you are absolutely correct, Monsieur le General. We shall build a raft that will solve the problem. Everyone, listen to me, your captain. All must help in building a raft. There are not enough boats to take us all, so we must build a raft. Everyone must help, everyone. No, bring ropes, pull apart the broken spars and timber, take a bowsprit and the yard arms. We will lash them together.
General, hurry! Over here. Will you come over here?
This man is badly injured.
There are many injured. Broken limbs, wounds. Who is to look after them? There is no one on board with medical knowledge.
I will do my best to attend to them. I have had some experience in giving aid to the wounded.
Oh, thank you, Monsieur le General. And we will begin immediately to construct the raft. There is a young man here, Pierre Leon, who is a skilled rope maker. He will be invaluable to us.
We are going well now. They are bringing the professor.
And have you thought of charts and navigational instruments? No, I can see you have not. In a raft such as this, we may be blown anywhere. Surely you realize that we must have some means of knowing where we are?
Of course. I should have thought.
You should. And also, please remember the many people who have been injured. Please see that all available medical supplies are stored in the raft.
I will go immediately and attend to it. He is impossible.
If we had a true French sea captain in command, all things would have been accomplished in an orderly manner. As it is, we can only think ourselves fortunate that the ship foundered in a calm sea. We can thank heaven for this little respite to make preparations.
The wind is changing. I very much fear that our respite is at an end.
There must be no rushing. Those who were injured when the ship foundered, they must be placed on the rocks first. Proceed in an orderly manner. First the injured.
But, Monsieur le General, you were also injured. You have lost much blood from that pistol shot, and the wound in your arm has not been attended to.
The loss of a little blood means nothing to me. I have survived the revolution. Monarchy is falling and rising, and falling again. I will survive a slight pistol wound. I am a professional survivor.
But, Monsieur le General...
At last they are boarding the raft, and not a moment too soon. The wind is gaining force every second. The Jeanne d'Arc will not hold out for very long. I only hope the raft will prove seaworthy.
General Favreau. Monsieur le General, I wish to thank you for all you have done. Not only for your help to the injured, but you have inspired the people with your calmness, and each of your suggestions has been practical and useful. Whatever may befall us, I wish to offer you my gratitude.
That is unnecessary, Captain Renault. I also am one of the victims of the shipwreck. Survival in any catastrophe depends on the cooperation of all those involved. Any good I have accomplished was done gladly and willingly.
Monsieur le General. And now it is time to join the others in the raft.
But, General Favreau, how will you climb down with your injured arm?
I will manage, never fear.
Let me go first and make sure of a space for you. Now try and move closer together. You must make room for these others. I know you are crowded, but all those barrels, push them over to one side, near the edge. They're taking up too much space. Come, Monsieur le General. Steady. That's it. Let me help you.
I can manage, thank you.
We are all so overcrowded. If only those wretches had not stolen the lifeboat. Here, and Monsieur Dassault, you are the last?
I am the last. There is no one else left on board.
Then we will cast off.
The sooner we put some distance between the ship and ourselves, the better. She will break up at any moment, and if we are too close, we will find ourselves caught up in the debris.
Cast off! Cast off! Cast off!
Cast off they did. Cast off they were. Drifting in the blistering heat of the sun off the coast of the Spanish Sahara, on the fringe of the North Equatorial doldrums. And wasn't it the ancient mariner who summed up the most awesome dread of the seafaring man? Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
One tiny drop of water? No? Oh, no, monsieur. You stare at me with a baleful expression. But I assure you, it is not for myself I ask. There are sick people wounded. There is fever amongst them. They are in an agony of thirst.
We are all in an agony of thirst, Mr. LeChapelle. There is no water to spare. And if you wish to know why, speak to our brave captain. Ask him who ordered the water barrels to be stacked at the edge of the raft so that the first small wave tilted them into the sea.
It was not my fault, I tell you. The raft was too crowded. I had to make room. Someone should have seen to it that the barrels were secure. But the raft was too crowded.
No, it is less crowded now. In the last 8 days, we have had many deaths, and there will be more. But for those who are ill, I beg on their behalf just a teaspoon of water to alleviate their suffering.
I am sorry. The little water we have, and it is little, must be distributed fairly. Even though we measure it out by the teaspoon, our supply cannot last more than 2 days.
2 days? Only 2 days.
That is correct. For over a week now, we have been exposed to the burning heat. We have come to the end of the little food we had. There is water all round us, but only a drop left in the barrel. We face death, yet continue to hope. And that drop of water is our hope. When facing the barrier between life and death, all men are equal. There can be no favoritism. The wounded and the sick have no more right to the water than the rest of us.
Yes, they have less right.
What are you saying?
The sick and the injured have less chance of survival. We cannot afford to be sentimental. In the past 8 days, people have died. And as you say, more will die. It is a waste of water to give it to someone whose breathing is last. Why should we deprive the living, those with a chance of being rescued?
What are you suggesting, Captain Braddock?
I am suggesting nothing. I merely stated what is a fact. I suggest nothing.
But there is truth in what you say. Up to a point, better that some be saved than all perish. Do you not agree, Monsieur Dassault?
I do not quite understand you. I think you should explain yourself, General Pavlov.
There are many injured and sick, and as far as I'm able to see, there are very few who are relatively well. We cannot sacrifice so many for the sake of so few, but we can perhaps sacrifice some.
The very thought of such a thing is barbaric. No, he speaks the truth. Those who are near dying, why should we prolong their agony?
General Pavlov, you would countenance murder.
No, you misunderstand. I spoke of sacrifice, willing sacrifice. I will put the case before the sick and injured. If they are agreeable, we will hold a lottery. The prizes will be equally divided. Half the people will remain on the raft, the other half will abandon it, and double the chances of survival for those who are left.
Impossible. If we let this thing proceed, we will hold death on our conscience.
No. If it is to be done, it will be done voluntarily. No one will be forced to participate. I will put it to them. Pierre, I need slivers of wood, long and short. You can break small pieces from the raft. They are mostly in agreement. I thought it would be so. You have my lottery sticks, Pierre?
Here you are, Monsieur General.
Good. Now we are ready. And I shall begin.
You? But no, not you, General Pavlov.
But of course. I am one of the injured. Have you forgotten the pistol wound I suffered? The blood dripping from my arm? At the time you were rather concerned.
Throughout this terrible experience, you have done more than any other. You have helped everyone, both physically and by your courageous example. This lottery, as you call it, is not for you.
The lottery is my idea. Do you think I would have suggested it if I did not intend to participate? I shall now choose a sliver of wood, and the rest leave to fate. Hold them, Pierre, and I'll shut my eyes. So. There it is. Fate decrees for me
the quiet of the ocean, and a farewell to life. Oh, you cannot do this. Your presence here is important to all of us. You speak the truth. You have become our leader. This lottery is not for you. It is ridiculous. It is insane. I pray that help will reach you in time.
He is gone. And we cannot attempt to save him. We can do nothing except learn from his example. He has sacrificed his life in the hope of saving someone else's soul. If there is to be a lottery, then all will participate.
Yes. We must all take our chance. We must all be ready to give as well as to take. For how can we accept the prize if we do not join in the game?
Heave-to! About us there to starboard. It's an empty raft by the looks of it.
Hey, there's a clean on her! I draw an eye!
Do that, and make her fast.
She's fast now and closed too.
I'm going aboard to investigate. Nothing at all. No. Now, wait. There's something here. A piece of wood with writing scratched on it. Seems to be a message of some sort.
What does it say?
It says, and in
the end, there were no prizes in the lottery.
A sad story. A story of a brave man giving up his life for the sake of others. Of course, people might say that it was a hopeless gesture, for it accomplished nothing. And yet, surely courage can never be completely futile. For while the memory of it survives, it remains a beacon shining through the dark.
You've been listening to Tales from the Seven Seas, written by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen. Listen next week at the same time to another enthralling story of the sea, produced by Andre Botner. Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Stories specially written for this series by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
Now, while we often read about the great epics of the sea and the many heroic sacrifices which have been made, there are countless sacrifices which never find their way into the history books. And sometimes, a man who in the eyes of the world is a failure carries within himself the memory of one unacknowledged, unselfish deed. One act of sacrifice which, if it were known, would mark him as a hero. My story tonight starts in the year 1840 in the seaport town of Great Yarmouth, where a young couple had only 10 days previously exchanged their wedding vows. But there had been no family celebration of the marriage. No. For Beth Greenwood had disobeyed her parents and run off to become the bride of her young and dashing sailor lad, Harry Fairfax. I've called my story The Locket.
What are you thinking about?
I was thinking about this inn. How I remember it. And when you're gone, if ever the loneliness becomes too much for me, I remember how happy we were here.
You won't have to live on memories. I'll only be away a little while. You'll go so quickly I'll be back before you know it. It'll hardly seem as if I've been away at all.
I'll be counting every minute.
You still but King Solomon said. We can't have that. Maybe this will cheer you up, eh? Here.
Oh, a gold locket, Harry.
You like it?
It's beautiful.
Let me fasten it on for you.
Oh.
Now, I want you to know that this isn't just an ordinary locket. There.
It's the most beautiful locket in the world. Because you gave it to me.
No, that's not what I meant. You see, this locket is a sort of talisman. And you must wear it always because every time you touch it or you look at it, you'll know that wherever I am, I'm thinking of you.
Harry. Oh, wish you didn't have to go.
Hey, do you love me?
You know I do.
The innkeeper said we'd find you here.
You deceitful, ungrateful girl. That a daughter of mine could even think of such a thing. To run off with a low, common, good-for-nothing sailor.
Mother, please.
I never thought I'd live to see the day.
I'll thank you to speak more civilly to my wife, Mrs. Greenwood. I want no quarrel with you or your husband, but I'll stand for no insults. So just guard your tongue.
I think I'm entitled to speak to my own daughter.
Only with her husband's permission.
You may call yourself her husband, but I've another name for a man who entices a 17-year-old girl away from her home and her parents.
He didn't entice me away. I love him, Father.
Oh, Beth, why didn't you confide in us?
Because I knew you didn't approve of Harry. So I had to run away.
You've ruined your whole life. You're married now. There's no turning back.
I don't want to turn back. I love Harry, and he loves me.
For how long? And what sort of a husband is he going to make you?
Would you stop talking as if I wasn't here? I know that I'm not good enough for Beth, but she's my wife now. She's trusted me to look after her, and that's what I'm going to do.
And may I ask, how do you intend to look after her?
The best way I can.
But will your best be good enough? How old are you, Mr. Fairfax?
24.
And what have you achieved in life so far?
Well, nothing very much, I suppose. I was an orphan, you see. I've been on my own since I was 12. I've been knocking around the world ever since, but I never had anything to work for before. But now I have. That's the difference, you see. I'm going to work my way up the ladder for Beth so that she can be proud of me. I'm signed up on a ship leaving tomorrow. Now, the money's good, and I'm going to save every penny of it.
I'm glad you mentioned money. What do you expect Beth to live on while you're away?
Everything that I have is Beth's. Here, Beth.
Harry, you can't go with nothing in your pocket.
Nor could you live for very long on that small sum of money, Beth.
It would have been more. Except that Harry bought me this gold locket.
And doesn't that prove to you how feckless he is? Wasting money on trinkets when it might be needed to buy bread. Oh, I know his type. They can charm the birds off the trees, and it's laughter and gold lockets while the sun's shining. But when the sun disappears, so do they. There's no depth in them.
Harry won't disappear. He'll come back to me.
That I will. With money in my pocket. Money enough so that Beth will live the life of a lady.
Until that day comes, I think that Beth will be safer and happy at home with us, Mr. Fairfax. You wouldn't want her living alone and unprotected while you're at sea, would you?
Your father's right, Beth. I should have given more thought to that. But you can't live in lodgings all by yourself. It's better that you go home to your parents until I come back.
So Beth returned to her parents' home to wait for Harry. But the months passed with no news of him and no way of sending him news. For the merchantman on which he sailed was trading in the Orient, plying the coastal route from the South China to the Yellow Sea. In those days, letters to or from such distant places were few and far between. So unbeknown to him, his son was born. And Beth would look down at the child and touch the golden locket Harry had given her. For through the long, lonely days, she had come to believe in the talisman. And she could imagine Harry thinking of her as she thought of him. The months continued to pass and changed into years, and still Beth waited. And then her father, who had been ailing, died, leaving Beth and her mother to face the world and provide for Beth's 8-year-old son.
Goodbye, Dr. Stanford. Baby, the least you can do is to wave back.
Thank you, Dr. Stanford. Oh, it was a shame to bring him all this way for nothing. He says little Harry's the healthiest child in the district, but it was a nasty bump on his forehead. And it's relieved my mind to have the doctor look at it.
The healthiest child in the district. And so Dr. Sanford rushed out here and stayed for over an hour. You know as well as I do that it's you he came to see.
He's a good friend.
He wants to be much more than that.
Please, Mother.
He wants to marry you. And it's time you gave him the opportunity of asking you.
He already has asked me.
He already... And you never said a word. Beth, you didn't refuse him.
Mother, you seem to forget I have a husband.
Where?
I don't know.
He's presumed dead. You're a widow.
No, he's alive somewhere. I know he is.
Oh, you're not a child anymore. It's time you put all that sentimental nonsense behind you. It was all love among the roses, a few stolen meetings. And what did you get out of it? A golden locket that you treat like a holy relic. And a child that he never saw. A fine husband he was.
He's the husband I chose.
Oh, Beth, you're still a young woman. You could still have a happy life with a home and a husband. And brothers and sisters for your little boy.
I'll always love Harry.
Oh, that's understandable. A first love is different from anything else that comes after. But you can't live in a romantic haze all your life. And the time has come to face facts. Your son needs a father. It's bad for the boy to be brought up by a doting mother and grandmother. A boy needs a man's hand to guide him. And Geoffrey Sanford is a good man. And you're fond of him, aren't you?
Yes, I'm fond of him.
Then listen to me, Beth. You're a mother yourself. And as you wish what's best for your child, so I wish what's best for both of you. Little Harry's a spirited boy, full of mischief and charm. Takes after his father in that. He wraps both of us around his little finger. We spoil him. We can't help ourselves. But it's bad for him. We could be the means of ruining his life.
Mother, I know you love my child as much as you love me. So you wouldn't say this if you didn't mean it?
No, I wouldn't.
You really think it would be best for him if I married Geoffrey?
It'd be best for both of you.
Beth thought deeply in what her mother had said, And she looked at the child and saw his father in him. And for the sake of his father, she wanted what was best for his son. Geoffrey Sanford, as Mrs. Greenwood had said, was a good man, and Beth had both affection and respect for him. So she consented to the marriage, and soon the wedding day dawned. All this was unknown to a weary man tramping the road. He was an unprepossessing figure, unkempt and ragged, and looking far older than his years. He stopped at a cottage a mile or two from the village and begged a cup of water to quench his thirst.
We want no thieves or vagabonds around here. Get away or I'll loose the dogs on you.
I'm no thief, ma'am. Just a man who's been walking many miles. I'm thirsty. All I want is some water to drink.
Water, you say? Quiet, Bruno. Tipsy, quiet, quiet.
You wouldn't be so hard-hearted as to refuse a weary traveller a simple water.
Well, there's the pump with a cup at the side.
Thank you, ma'am.
You've been traveling, you say?
All my life.
A long journey. Not a very successful one by the looks of it. But there you are. A rolling stone gathers no moss, as they say.
And they say rightly. At least in my case, I've sailed the world, chased it after a pot of gold.
I thought that was at the end of the rainbow.
More than likely, for I never found it.
You've seen hard times, have you?
Little else. Some of them came unasked for. Some of them I went out to meet. Not knowingly, of course. You think your luck has changed. Maybe it has, but that's the most dangerous time of all. You take chances, you see, thinking that luck will see you through. But the moment you need it most, it leaves you high and dry.
Sit down and rest yourself for a bit. You look tired.
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am. A kind word is one of the most valuable things on earth, you know. That's one lesson I have learned.
How far are you travelling?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'll only know when I reach the end of my journey.
Is there someone waiting for you?
I hope she's still there. Hope. That's the last thing to go. It's about all I have left now.
The she you mentioned. Would that be your wife?
Yes, my wife. I left her to go out and conquer the world, but it was the world that conquered me. Many's the time I've longed to go to her, but my pride wouldn't let me. I wouldn't go back till I could offer her the sun and the moon, with the stars thrown in.
But you're going back now.
Yes, now, when I have nothing. When I am nothing, and I know it. I'm going back. Maybe this is the turning point I've been looking for all these years. Maybe she can show me the way.
Well, I hope it turns out as you wanted. And why shouldn't it? The longest road has an end to it. And talking of roads, maybe I can help you a mile or two on your way. If you're going straight on, that is.
I'm going straight on.
I'm taking the horse and trap into the village, so you can ride with me as far as there and save your feet for a bit. And I'm sorry I mistook you for a thieving rogue at first. I can see in your eyes you're far from being that. I'll just put on my bonnet and we'll be on our way.
Ah, it's a beautiful day. Be hot later on, I shouldn't wonder.
Well, happy the bride the sun shines on. A good omen for the wedding.
So you're off to a wedding, are you? I wondered when I saw the roses in your bonnet. Is it a relative being wed?
No, not a relative, but someone the whole village honors. Our Dr. Sanford. Oh, such a gentleman he is. You'd never believe a young man like that could have such understanding of people.
I can see he's a favourite of yours.
He's everyone's favourite. A heart as warm as a crackling fire in winter, and no memory at all for bills when it's a poor man owing the money. There's no one like him. And every unmarried girl for miles around will be envying Beth Fairfax when she walks down the aisle with him.
Beth who?
Beth Fairfax? Why, do you know the name?
I once knew a girl called Beth a long time ago.
Oh, that's nothing to wonder at. Thousands of mothers name their daughters Beth.
Yes, I suppose they do. It's a pretty name. I suppose this Beth Fairfax is a pretty girl.
Pretty enough, but not a girl. She's a widow with a child.
A widow?
She was married once before. We never heard exactly what happened to the husband, but it seems he died soon after he put the ring on her finger, which was maybe a blessing in disguise. From what they say, the man didn't amount to much. Well, her troubles are over now. Marrying a fine man like Dr. Sanford. He'll be a good husband and a fine father to her son. She couldn't ask for better. If there's a woman happy today, it's Beth Fairfax. Well, here we are, and it must be later than I thought. They've all gone into the church. Oh, I must hurry, or I'll be late for the service.
I'll see to the trap. I'll tie the horses up for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And good luck for the rest of your journey.
Oh, there you are. No. You just wait there in the shade till she comes back. Beth, I didn't break my promise. I couldn't come back. I had nothing to give you. But now I have. Be happy, Beth. Be happy.
And so Harry walked away from the church, while Beth was joined in matrimony to Geoffrey Sanford. He gave no thought to the right or wrong of the action. It was a sacrifice from his heart, the only gift he could offer, a gift that Beth could never know of. But in the giving of it, the one hope which had sustained him through all his wanderings was now extinguished. Only Harry knew how many wild, impulsive schemes he'd embarked on in an attempt to win that elusive fortune to lay at Beth's feet. Only Harry knew the hardships he'd suffered. But the dream which had sustained him was gone. Like a rudderless ship, his life had no direction. Where the wind blew, he went, both figuratively and literally. For at the first seaport he came to, he joined a brigantine bound for South America. And when that voyage had been completed, he signed on for a lengthy journey to the Bay of Bengal, and voyage succeeded voyage, and year succeeded year, until 20 years had passed. And now Harry had difficulty in finding himself a berth. For he was aged beyond his years, and his health had badly deteriorated. But it so happened that the Portsmouth-based merchantman, the Pegasus, was short of hands and due to sail on the tide, and thankfully Harry found himself accepted as a member of the crew. The ship was carrying both cargo and passengers, one of whom Harry was destined to meet.
And you say this seaman has a strange fever?
Yes, the symptoms are quite unfamiliar to me. But then I'm only a lowly ship's doctor, not a distinguished physician like yourself. I shouldn't trouble you with this matter, sir. I've no right to do it, and I know the captain would heartily disapprove of my inconveniencing a passenger, particularly you, sir, since we're more than honored to have you aboard.
Please, if I can be of service.
Oh, you're very kind, sir. My chief fear is of the fever spreading to other members of the crew, and then perhaps to the passengers.
Let me examine the man, and then we'll discuss what can be done. Is he the only victim so far?
The only one. And it's my belief he was suffering from it before he came aboard. I can't think why he was signed on. But if the fever spreads throughout the ship, we'll be forbidden to land when we come to port.
I think the sooner I see the man, the better. First, we'll see how the pulse is.
What do you want? Your man is there. This is one of our most distinguished passengers, a most eminent physician who's kindly...
Please, Doctor. Weak. Very weak.
On your watch, Jane. I've seen it before.
Did you say something?
Yeah. On your watch, Jane.
Oh, this you mean. It's a locket. Belonged to my late mother. A strange thing to wear, I suppose, but she treasured it, and
So do I, in our memory. Now then, what's your name? Harry. The same as mine. I'm Harry, too. Harry Fairfax.
Yes. I can see by the eyes. Mine's wandering.
You needn't stab him further. He won't last the night. We'll leave him in peace.
Is there danger of the fever spreading?
I think not. I've seen similar cases. He's in an advanced state.
I've just seen our son.
Aye. The emaciated, dying Harry Fairfax did indeed see his son, and the joy of recognition welled up in his heart, and the tears streamed down his grey cheeks. He died, happy and at peace, with a smile fixed on his weather-worn face. The sight at last of his son, handsome and prosperous, was the proof that Harry needed, the proof that his silent sacrifice 20 years earlier had not been in vain. And were it not for the gold locket he'd given to Beth those many years previously, he would never have known who the eminent young physician really was.
You've been listening to Tales from the Seven Seas, written by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen. Listen next week at the same time to another enthralling story of the sea, produced by Andre Botner. Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Stories specially written for this series by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
We've all heard the expression, the bold buccaneer, and in the 17th century there were a fair number of buccaneers around. But very often there seemed to be no dividing line between a buccaneer and a pirate. And it would be very difficult to say which of these names would most accurately describe Henry Morgan. There are many contradictory stories of his early life, but for the world, his real career began when he arrived in Jamaica and joined the Brethren of the Coast, the title which the buccaneers were known by. I've called my story The Rise of Morgan.
So, your name is Morgan, and you want to join the Brethren of the Coast.
Which is why I've come to you, Captain Mansfield. I've been told that you lead the Brethren.
Well, then. Isaac?
Oh, yes. I don't know who you are, Isaac, but you're a brave man to draw your sword on me. On your knees. You thought to take me unawares, but now your sword is lying on the deck, and mine is tickling your throat. Say your prayers, Isaac.
Enough.
When I slit his throat from air to air, that will be enough.
You are a member of the Brethren, Morgan. You will obey. Isaac, pick up your sword. He has passed the test.
No man before has dropped the sword from my hand.
You were too slow, unprepared for his tricks.
Too slow, was I? Then we'll see who's faster this time.
Sit down and sheathe your sword. He's a member of the Brethren. Sit. You too, Morgan. The first rule is loyalty to each other. The second, we count no risk when gain is the objective. And if a man lose a limb or be otherwise injured when he is serving the brethren honorably, he will be given the means to live out his life in comfort. The third rule, all orders will be obeyed without question. Do you agree to serve the brethren?
I agree.
The rules which Captain Mansvelt enumerated embodied the code by which the brethren lived. There is no doubt that they had courage, that they were quick-witted and feared nothing. Their oath of loyalty binding them together made them a formidable striking force. And they did look after their own, providing funds so that those crippled in engagements and no longer able to follow their calling could live in comfort for the rest of their lives. But that was where the pity ended, for they showed little compassion to their foes. And in case some of you may be wondering, the difference between a buccaneer and a pirate was this, that whereas pirates attacked any ship that happened to come in sight, buccaneers were given letters of marque, as they were called. This was permission from a governor or king or any such authority for the buccaneers to attack the enemies of that authority. So by the custom of the time, the brethren were engaged in legal business, though they didn't always keep it legal. Morgan was a perfect candidate and soon became Captain Mansvelt's second in command.
Are all my ship's captains here?
We are all here, all 14 of us, and waiting to hear why you have called us.
You know that war has broken out between Holland and England. Our patron, the governor of Jamaica, fears an attack and so prefers to strike first. He has issued me with letters of marque, commissioning me to sail my fleet of 15 ships and 600 men against the Dutch island of Curaçao.
There may be war between Holland and England, but the Dutch have never been our enemies.
Well said, Bernardine. War or no war, we know who the real enemies are. They always have been, and they always will be, and nothing at all to that. I don't even have to say the name, for you all to know it.
The Spanish.
Aye.
Silence! We're all in agreement as to who the enemy really is. And if the governor of Jamaica hasn't realized it, what's that to us? If he's put Curaçao on his letters of marque, that's his mistake, not ours. But we have instructions to attack. The question is, where?
Santa Catarina.
Santa Catarina?
Give us your reasons, Morgan.
The island was British as far back as 1630. It was a goodly colony in the making till the Spaniards, after a series of attacks, captured and held it. And hold it still. It would be an honorable thing to wrest it from Spanish clutches.
But England and Spain are at peace.
Huh. That would stop us from taking the island?
What I'm asking is, when the two countries are at peace, what good would it do to retake the island? What good would it do us? What would we get out of it?
Morgan will tell us. Why, Santa Catarina?
There are important people on Santa Catarina. Important Spaniards who have a treasure trove of jewels and gold.
The attack on the garrison at Santa Catarina was led by Morgan, of whose personal daring there can be no doubt. But there's little doubt either that it was the thought of plunder which led him to suggest the attack in the first place. The mission was entirely successful. The Spanish garrison surrendered, and the captured soldiers were taken aboard and landed at Costa Rica. Of course, there was the slight problem of how the brethren would explain to the governor of Jamaica why they had attacked Santa Catarina and not Curaçao.
Morgan.
Yes, Captain.
You're an able member of the Brethren. You've proved your worth in a fight. Is your tongue as nimble as your sword?
The sword is faster and never lies.
But the sword is not the weapon to use against the governor of Jamaica.
The governor?
It's you who'll have to face him, Morgan. My time is running out.
I doubt that I'll see Jamaica again.
You speak of dying?
I am dying. He will take command of the Brethren and deal with the governor. What will you tell him, Morgan? That you mistook Santa Catarina for Curacao?
But
remember, he's our patron. We need him. I leave it to you.
And how am I to explain this act to the government in England?
Tell them what I told you. We found ourselves unable to engage the Dutch at Curacao, and not wishing to return empty-handed, we retook an island which had been stolen from England and is rightfully hers.
But England and Spain are at peace.
For how long? You've heard the rumors, just as I have. In Madrid, plans are afoot to capture Jamaica, this very island of which you are governor.
Yes, I've heard the rumors.
And if they're true, how will you defend yourself? Without the Brethren to protect it, this island is a plum ready for the plucking. Tell them that in your dispatches to England. Tell them that Spanish hands are stretching for Jamaica.
In the uneasy peace which existed between Spain and England, neither side trusted the other, and there's no doubt that Spain was contemplating an attack on Jamaica. But when the attack came, it was not as expected, for one ship only raided the island's coast under the authority of the Spanish governor, Santiago de Cuba. Little damage was done, but the Spanish captain was careful to leave an insulting message for Henry Morgan, leader of the Brethren.
The men are waiting for your orders, Captain Morgan. They're waiting to wipe out the Spanish insult.
And wipe it out we will. Their puny little raid. One ship. But it'll cost them dear. That I promise.
When? And how?
Now that a peace treaty has been signed by the Dutch, all our energies must be directed to keeping a close watch on the Spaniards. So says the governor.
A watch on the Spaniards?
So says the governor.
And what does Morgan say?
Morgan says that he will teach the Spaniards a lesson that they will never forget. Call the captains of the fleet. We sail on the tide. 3 Spanish merchantmen. A small bite to whet our appetite before the feast begins. Gunners at the ready. Spanish men of war! 3 we'll send to the bottom, and the 4th I'll have as my flagship. Rush! Gunners at the ready!
As he'd promised to do, Morgan claimed one of the Spanish men-of-war for his flagship and sank the other 3. Just as he'd sunk the 3 merchantmen and every other Spanish ship which had the misfortune to encounter the Brethren's fleet. He took what plunder there was, each time describing it as a small bite to whet the appetite for the feast. And the feast he had in mind was Panama, and the wealth it contained.
The gateway to the Isthmus of Panama is the River Chagres. The estuary is well defended, so they tell me, by a large garrison in a strongly built fort. Now, we will send an advance party of the Brethren to show the Spaniards the weakness of their defenses. defend the remnants of this fort, lest the Spaniards should think to attack us in the rear. And these canoes will transport the rest of us up the river. And remember, the riches of Panama are waiting.
Morgan's expedition to Panama took all the fabled loyalty and courage of the brethren. And despite their cruelty and their acts of piracy, no one could criticize their bravery and tenacity under the worst of circumstances. They were able to navigate the river only a short way, for even with light canoes, progress became impossible, and so they had to land and march. Morgan knew the deadly climate would present a terrible obstacle. 200 years later, the builders of the Panama Canal discovered just how deadly the climate was. But for Morgan and his men, worse even than the climate was the lack of food. For the Spaniards, hearing of their advance, had fled, leaving nothing edible behind, and assumed that the brethren would perish from starvation. For 10 days, the men fought their way through swamp and forest, over mountain and hill, reduced to eating leather pouches in their extremity of hunger. And then, with parched throats and empty stomachs, they caught their first glimpse of the Pacific Ocean.
Our tongues are parched, our bellies are empty, but we've done it. Look there. It's the Pacific.
And look yonder, Captain Morgan. Spaniards, outnumbering us by at least 3 to 1. We'll fight them. But our men are dropping from hunger and thirst. What chance have we?
You speak like a sniveling yellow-bellied coward. We have come to take Panama, and take it we will.
We're no cowards, Captain Morgan. We've taken the oath of the brethren, and we'll fight till the death. But we're too weak to stand. We need food.
Morgan! Look what they're doing! They've loosed a herd of bulls!
Bulls?
They're coming this way! A herd of bulls!
Food, man! Food! The Spaniards are sending us food!
It's a fact that the Spaniards thought a herd of bulls would finish off the brethren. But the starving men saw no danger in the deadly horns. They saw only the meat which could save their lives.
Spanish ambassador, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
I bid you welcome.
Your Majesty, I come here to make the strongest protest against the villainy perpetrated on Panama by men who are your subjects.
The brethren of the coast? The buccaneers? But surely you are aware that the brethren are drawn from all nations, all classes. They are men of divergent sympathies, bound together by a kind of Freemasonry of the sea.
That is true, Your Majesty. But they are led by Henry Morgan, who is, without doubt, your subject. He was the instigator of the raid on Panama, which was plundered and left in flames. Spain demands that due punishment be meted out to this man.
I will give immediate orders that Henry Morgan shall be brought home to England to face trial.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, Morgan's exploit has fired the imagination of the entire country. Indeed, his march to Panama has astonished the world, and the return journey.
But the Spaniards do not find his exploit praiseworthy. And at this time, a war with Spain would be most inadvisable.
To bring Morgan to trial will cause great discontent throughout the nation. Whether we are at war or peace, Spain is the enemy. Memories are long, and the cruelties practiced by the Spaniards on the seamen of Drake's time have never been forgotten, nor have the terrors of the Inquisition. To the Spaniards, Morgan may be a pirate, but to the people, he is a hero.
I am aware of popular feeling, and I confess that Morgan's courage appeals to me, as does the sacking of Panama. After all, peace or no peace, Spain was contemplating seizing Jamaica.
Then you will rescind the order recalling Morgan?
No, I shall not. One must consider the feelings of the Spanish ambassador.
I'd live to see the day, Captain Morgan. Here you are, under arrest, sailing on another man's ship, and as meek as a lamb going to the slaughter.
You think they'll hang me, do you? Hang me for piracy?
It's the usual sentence. But why did you agree to go to London? King's orders or no king's orders, why did you agree? That's what we can't understand.
There are some things that can't be explained, Isaac. Take you and me, for example. I remember the first day we met. Captain Mansfeld shouted your name, and you came at me with your sword. I'd have slit your throat that day if you hadn't stopped me. And you would have slit mine if you had had the chance.
What's that got to do with it? It was a long time ago. And haven't I served you faithfully since you've been the leader?
We've all served faithfully. All the brethren of the coast. Let them call me pirate, those who dare. Let the king himself call me pirate, and I'll have the answer ready for him.
A little closer, Henry Morgan.
Your Majesty.
I heard of the welcome which awaited you when your ship docked. Rumor has it that the booty you collected in Panama made the privations of the journey well worthwhile.
The booty was distributed amongst the brethren, those who survived. We earned it, and we'll defend our right to it against any man.
Even the Spanish ambassador? He it was who insisted that you be brought to trial for pillage and murder. A grave offense, Mr. Morgan, a very grave offense.
A greater offense would have been for the Spaniards taking Jamaica. One ship raided the island, and that ship cost them Panama.
You must have a great fondness for Jamaica to exact such retribution for a solitary Spanish raid, and perhaps a just punishment would be to make you entirely responsible for its safety. Therefore, I appoint you governor of our island of Jamaica.
Governor?
Kneel. History records that when the Spaniards demanded the head of Francis Drake, Queen Elizabeth took a sword and knighted him, as I now knight you. Arise, Sir Henry Morgan.
Sir Henry Morgan, governor? Maybe it's a worse punishment than being hanged.
I've turned respectable, Isaac. I've turned respectable. And let any man dare to call me pirate now. A publisher in London had the temerity.
And was his death a quick one?
He still lives, as far as I know.
Still lives? You let him live?
I brought an action against him, in court. And they awarded me £200 damages.
What's happened to you, Captain Morgan? An action in court? You're the leader of the brethren.
I was. But no more. No, I have other work to see to now, Isaac. Morgan the Buccaneer is now Morgan the Governor. Sir Henry Morgan the Governor.
On taking up his appointment, Morgan used his influence to suppress piracy and restrict the activities of the brethren. Though it has been said that he often aided his old comrades by investing money in their expeditions, and that's probably the truth. But he did make a good governor, although many still regarded him as an ex-pirate who by luck had escaped hanging. Aye, the 17th century was a bloodthirsty age. I was going to say different from our own, but when you look around the world, maybe not all that different.
You've been listening to Tales from the Seven Seas, written by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen. Listen next week at the same time to another enthralling story of the sea, produced by Andre Botner. Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Stories specially written for this series by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
some people in this world who are fond of playing practical jokes. But more often as not, practical jokes have a cruel streak in them, which is why I've never found them funny. And my story tonight concerns a practical joker by the name of Gregory Wilson. He'd had a good education and had lived a gentleman's life until the year 1908. By then, he'd squandered the inheritance left to him by his father and was forced to take a position as a clerk in a counting house, which didn't suit his taste at all. I've called my story The Joker.
What are you looking for, Edwards?
The blue ledger. It's always kept here. You haven't been using it, have you, Wilson?
No, but someone else has. Can't think who at the moment. I believe it was put away.
Oh, put away?
Into
Away
the
where?
cupboard.
Oh, I wish people would leave things where they belong. Well, Haggerty's in a vile temper. You know what he's like. And I've less than half an hour to get out the figures he's asked me for. Oh, now, where is it? I haven't got time to waste. Right on the top shelf. Oh, no. You did it. The ledger up there with the inkpot balanced on it.
If you could see your face.
Look at the ledger. It's covered in ink. Pages and pages are defaced.
Oh, I didn't mean to damage the ledger. I meant the ink to fall on you. It was the awkward way you pulled the book which caused the trouble.
What's all this noise out here? This is a counting house, not a bear garden. Edwards.
Yes, sir.
Am I seeing her right?
Well, it was an accident, sir. The ink spilled.
If you had been seated at your desk, employed with the task which I gave you, this accident would never have occurred. I will not countenance frivolity and disobedience. You are dismissed.
Oh, but Mr. Haggerty, please,
the matter is closed.
He is in a vile temper today, just as you said.
But you didn't say anything, did you? You sat there silent when you know it was your fault. If you've any decency at all, Wilson, you'll go in now and explain to him what happened.
It wouldn't do any good. Once he's made up his mind, nothing can change it. If I went in and tried to explain, you wouldn't be reinstated. He'd simply blame me as well, and I'd be dismissed too. And much as I loathe this place, I do need the pittance he pays me.
Oh, and so do I. I never had your advantages, Wilson. I worked myself up to this position. Oh, I know you despise it, but to me it was a good way up the ladder. And now I've got to lose everything because of you.
A clock in a counting house. And you call that a good way up the ladder? Do you know your trouble, Edwards? You lack ambition.
And you lack honesty. If the truth meant anything to you, you'd go up and tell Mr. Haggerty exactly what happened.
To what purpose? My being dismissed wouldn't help you. You'll find another situation.
Well, for every one clerical position available, there are hundreds waiting to fill in. And you know it. Your friends used their influence, and that's why you were taken on here. And that's why you stay, because you know how difficult it would be to find something else.
You say that, and at the same time you're suggesting that I go and literally beg old Haggerty to get rid of me. You're not being logical, Edwards.
It's all your fault. You know it is.
It was a joke. A joke that misfired. Can't be helped now, I'm afraid. But it was only a joke. I'll have a chump chop today, Harry, at my usual table. Yes, sir.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes?
I wonder if I might have a word with you.
Oh, if you don't mind my eating while you speak. My employer's a stickler for time, and I'm permitted 45 minutes in which to eat my midday meal. At the rate I'm required to bolt my food, I'll probably end up with dyspepsia before I'm 40. I usually sit at this table by the window.
What is your occupation at the moment, Mr. Wilson? If the question is not too impertinent.
I'm a clerk. A temporary measure, of course. I accepted the situation because I found myself financially embarrassed. But I hope to find a more congenial occupation before long. Strange how tastes differ. A fellow employee was dismissed this morning, gave every sign of being broken-hearted at being forced to leave the treadmill.
Whereas you look forward to the day.
Oh, as soon as something turns up, I shall be off without a backward glance, or even a farewell.
Well, then I'm sure that what I have to say will be of interest to you.
No?
Up to a few months ago, you were a keen yachtsman, were you not?
Up to a few months ago, I had the wherewithal to indulge my tastes. But unfortunately, when I discovered that my banking account showed a minus figure, my yacht had to be sold to help cover the deficit. But how did you know that I was a keen yachtsman?
I learned of it, and I also learned that you were in want of money.
Oh, it's not something I made a secret of. Where is that blasted waiter? He knows I'm always in a rush.
Perhaps when you listen to my proposition, you'll find that rushing is no longer a necessity.
What do you mean?
That I'm here to present you with the opportunity of a lifetime. What would you say to £30,000 in gold?
What?
Do I interest you, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, indeed.
Your chop chop, sir?
Oh, about time. Oh, here you are, Harry. This one's specially for you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you most kindly.
He thinks it's a shilling.
Isn't it?
No. It's a trick coin. He went off clutching it in his hand. When he loosens his grip on it, he'll find a black stain. And there's no way of washing it off. He'll have a black palm for weeks. Oh, excuse me. I must have my little joke. Now, back to more serious matters. Oh, incidentally, you have the advantage of me, you know. You haven't introduced yourself yet.
Remiss of me. I beg your pardon. My name is Brooks. James Brooks.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Brooks? And now that the formalities have been observed, I believe you mentioned £30,000?
I did.
Well, before we proceed any further, Mr. Brooks, I will have nothing to do with any criminal activities. Penniless I may be, but I have not yet felt the necessity of resorting to crime.
I should never ask you to commit a crime, Mr. Wilson, nor to engage in anything which is out with the law. Perhaps we could meet this evening in more private surroundings, where we could freely discuss what I have in mind.
Well, where would you like us to meet?
26 Rossiter Avenue. The avenue runs behind Osborne Square.
Oh, Osborne Square isn't far from my place. I'll find Rossiter Avenue. Number 26, you say?
Yes. Oh, one more thing, Mr. Wilson. I must ask you to maintain complete secrecy. You'll understand why when I've explained the details.
I'm more intrigued than ever, Mr. Brooks. I give you my word that I will maintain secrecy. The prospect of £30,000 will seal my lips more effectively than the strongest glue.
I'm sure I can rely on you. If I'm mistaken, then someone else may reach the money before we do, and that would be a great pity.
Reach the money?
Gold has an allure that few men can resist. But I'll say no more now. What time may I expect you this evening?
Why, I finish my work at the counting house at 7:30. I could come straight from there.
And we will dine together. Until then, Mr. Wilson.
To say that Gregory Wilson was intrigued by his meeting with the affable James Brooks is an understatement. As he sat at his desk, the vision of £30,000 held him spellbound. He daydreamed of the wonderful life he could lead, of the wonderful vistas such as some could open up for him. And as he sat staring into space, wrapped in his fantasy world, he forgot completely about Mr. Haggerty.
Wilson! Wilson!
Yes, Mr. Haggerty?
I gave you a task to perform and stressed the urgency of it. Where are the figures which I require?
I was just working on it, Mr. Haggerty.
I assumed you were finished when I saw you sitting idle. Show me how much of the work you have so far accomplished.
Well, I haven't actually made a start yet.
As I thought. I made employment available to you, Mr. Wilson, at the pleading of your friends. It was against my better judgment, and I freely admit now the error I made. To employ a dilettante when the world is filled with experienced and conscientious clerks was an act of stupidity on my part. But I intend to rectify the mistake I made. You have obviously other things to think about than the work which I pay you to do. And in future, you may think in your own time, Mr. Wilson, not in mine. You are dismissed.
No, you can't dismiss me, Mr. Haggerty, because I resign. The rest of the staff may tremble at your anger, but I find it merely tedious. You're a vile-tempered, extremely boring old man. And why I've remained here so long, I can't imagine.
You may leave immediately, Mr. Wilson. And should you be in need of testimonials to present to a future employer, do not apply to me.
Well, Mr. Brooks, it seems that I've burned my bridges before hearing your proposition. I resign from my post, and I doubt if my friends will use their influence a second time on my behalf. So, as of this moment, I am jobless, practically destitute, and waiting eagerly to hear what you have to say.
Have you ever heard the name Ichabod Brenner?
I don't think so.
He died 15 years ago. He was an exceedingly wealthy man, but in the last years of his life he became a recluse and an eccentric. He died in apparent poverty, although it was a known fact that he had over the years converted all his assets into gold sovereigns and spent nothing. He had no close relatives. I am a second cousin.
So, if his fortune were found, you would be the beneficiary.
Yes, and I think I know where he hid his fortune. It's a question of going there and collecting it.
But I don't quite understand. If you are his legitimate heir, why did you speak to me of secrecy?
Because a buried treasure of gold sovereigns could be dug up by anyone and carried off by anyone who had learnt the secret.
Yes, but at the same time, if you know where the fortune's buried, why have you come to me? Why have you offered me £30,000 to help you?
Because you are an expert yachtsman, and I am not. The fortune is buried on an island. To collect it, we must sail there.
But you could hire anyone to sail a boat for you, for a good deal less than £30,000.
I told you I was Ichabod Brenner's second cousin.
Yes.
There are 3 other distant relatives.
Oh.
Their connection is more tenuous than mine, but they would demand a share. I would rather avoid legal battles. Disputes in court benefit only lawyers. So the £30,000 I offer you is not only to sail the boat, but to buy your silence.
You said that no crime was involved. Wouldn't this be an illegal action?
Not really. But if there's any doubt in your mind that I'm the legal heir, then think of the expedition more in the light of a treasure hunt. After all, if anyone had come upon the facts as I did, they would have gone after the money. And how could one prove that the sovereigns were buried by Ichabod Brenner? Oh, there's nothing illicit in the proposition I'm putting to you.
Well, perhaps not, but I had doubts about it.
Then in that case, please try to forget everything I've said, and we'll talk no more of the matter. I'm certain that a man of your background will soon find another clerical situation.
No, please. I haven't decided against accepting your offer. I just need a little time to think about it.
By my reckoning, we should reach the island by this evening.
We've been very fortunate with the weather. Couldn't ask for better.
You're a very competent sailor, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, sailing's a pleasant pastime. I was very sorry when I was forced to dispose of my yacht. Soon I'll buy another. Bigger, better. And a gold pocket watch, exactly like yours. I've been admiring it since I first set eyes on it. Must be very valuable. Studded with rubies.
To me, its value is beyond price. Not its monetary value. But it was the last gift my wife gave me before she died.
May I see it?
No, of course. It's a very beautiful piece of work.
Very beautiful. But I'm standing in the shade here. Let me look at it in the sunlight.
Please be careful with it, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson!
Oh, I slipped. It fell out of my hand.
You were almost holding it over the side. I told you to be careful. It was almost as if you did it on purpose.
So I did. But it wasn't your watch I threw over. It was a piece of metal. Here's your watch, Mr. Brooks.
You find the incident amusing, Mr. Wilson?
It was only a joke. You didn't say there was a house on the island. There may be people there.
No, it's empty. Or it should be. But perhaps before we look for the buried fortune, we should make certain that no one's inside. Come.
Who does this house belong to?
I'll tell you presently. First, we need some light. There we are. And there are candles on the table. That's better. And now, before we do anything else, we'll drink a toast to the success of our expedition. I've come prepared. Here we are, Mr. Wilson. And here's to success. Ah, you're awake, Mr. Wilson. The sleeping draught in the wine was stronger than I anticipated. You've been asleep for some hours. And now I can tell you the true purpose of our expedition here. Ichabod Brenner was a figment of my imagination, together with his gold sovereigns. I knew that you would wish to believe my tale, and therefore would believe it, ridiculous as it was. My name is not James Brooks, Mr. Wilson. It's Langdon. I'm the father of Ronald Langdon. 2 years ago, you played one of your so-called jokes on my son. As a result, he suffered a severe fall. The fall left him unable to move either his legs or arms, which is why yours are bound. He had to be fed like a baby, and I will see that you are fed. Oh, yes. I didn't bring you here to murder you, only to let you share the experience of your victim. So you will remain here, bound hand and foot, unable to move, like Ronald. What you did to him, I now do to you. You wish to say something, Mr. Wilson? Ah, well, I suppose I could loosen the gag for a few minutes.
You're mad. You're mad. You can't do this to me.
But I have. And why shouldn't I? You did it to Ronald.
I can barely remember what your son looked like. I didn't mean him any harm. It was a joke.
If it makes you feel any better, then think of this as a joke, too.
You can't leave me here like this. You can't.
Why not?
But it's inhuman. You won't get away with it. They'll come looking for me.
Who will?
I have friends.
You resigned your position at the counting house, and by your own account, your friends will be displeased. I doubt that they'll trouble to look for you. And even if they did, where would they start? I pledged you to secrecy. But had you broken your word, it wouldn't have mattered. James Brooks doesn't exist. No, Mr. Wilson. I'm afraid you must just make the best of things and keep on hoping that I remain in good health. For if anything happened to me, there will be no one to come and feed you. Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Here I am with your breakfast. Your 14th breakfast. Yes, we've been here for 2 weeks now. Our time does pass. Let me loosen your gag and I'll spoon the porridge into your mouth.
I'm going mad. I'm going mad lying here.
That's what Ronald said. The exact way.
But I didn't mean to harm him.
Didn't you? And what about Edwards? The day I spoke to you, I also spoke to Edwards. I met him coming out of the counting house. He's just been dismissed, which is why he spoke so freely to me. You lost him his job.
I didn't mean to.
And you refused to try to correct matters, Mr. Haggerty.
Well, I was afraid he dismissed me too.
So once again, the innocent suffered. Isn't that so, Edwards?
Yes, Mr. Langdon.
Mr. Edwards arrived last night on my invitation.
Edwards, help me. Help me.
There's nothing I can do.
But he's mad. He's mad, I tell you. Help me.
Your porridge is getting cold.
I don't want food. Let me go. Let me go.
We'll come back later when you're less excitable.
It's a very harsh punishment, Mr. Langdon.
He could have killed my son. As it was, Ronald was ill for many weeks. Tied to his bed, unable to move. For a time, we thought he'd never walk again. It's no thanks to Mr. Wilson that he recovered.
Oh, but you're taking a terrible revenge. When you invited me here, I had no idea...
I swear I would make him pay when the opportunity arose, and the opportunity did arise.
But he has suffered enough now.
You think so? Hungrier now, Mr. Wilson?
I won't eat. I'd rather starve myself to death than go on suffering here.
You know, Ronald said that too. At one point, when he'd almost given up hope. But he continued to fight and eventually recovered. And because he recovered, I'm going to free you now.
Free me?
Oh, yes. Despite what I said, I had no intention of keeping you here forever.
My arms. There's no feeling in my arms.
Lack of exercise. Once you move about, the blood will start flowing again.
I'll kill you, Langdon. I'll kill you for this.
Oh, come now, Mr. Wilson. Where's your sense of humor? It was only a joke, after all.
It was a harsh lesson which Gregory Wilson was subjected to, and one which he never forgot. For he had believed implicitly that he was in the hands of a madman. Wilson could have lodged a complaint against Langdon, of course, but he didn't. When he reached the mainland again, his sole aim was to put as great a distance as possible between Ronald's father and himself. And once he had sufficiently recovered, he set about job hunting, now that there was no £30,000 shimmering on the horizon, and the Clerk's Post seemed like a haven after what he'd been through. Contrary to what Wilson believed, Edwards had had no knowledge of Langdon's plan, and perhaps without his intervention, Wilson might have been left to his punishment a little longer. Through Langdon's influence, Edwards obtained a very good position, so something good came out of a rather grisly plot. Aye, there are some strange people in this world, some we would rather not become acquainted with.
You've been listening to Tales from the Seven Seas, written by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen. Listen next week at the same time to another enthralling story of the sea, produced by Andre Botma. Springbok Radio proudly presents Tales from the Seven Seas. Stories specially written for this series by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen, and introduced by Hamish MacLeod.
And tonight's tale is taken from a page of South African history. In the 18th century, Table Bay Harbour was far from being a safe haven, particularly in the winter months, when the northwest gales raged in from the sea. For this reason, in 1743, the Dutch East India Company declared Table Bay out of bounds to company ships from mid-May to mid-August. Instead, they were to lie at Simon's Bay, where a company station was to be established. This meant that ships had to be provisioned from Cape Town, involving a journey of more than 20 miles by cart over very indifferent roads, to say the least of it. So, to avoid this inconvenience, on many occasions, the regulation was ignored. On the last day in May 1773, despite the angry weather, 5 company ships, contrary to instruction, were anchored in Table Bay. Among them was the merchantman, De Jonge Thomas. During the night, the weather worsened and became a virtual hurricane. The waves whipped into a foaming, churning tumult. Rain lashed at sea, ships and shore, and the skies cracked with thunder and were lit by awesome shafts of lightning. Towards dawn on the 1st of June, the final anchor holding the De Jonge Thomas began to drag. The hawser was in imminent danger of snapping. When that happened, the ship would be completely at the mercy of the raging wind and the frenzied sea. With 207 people on board, the ship's captain, Barent Lammeren, was facing a terrifying decision. I've called my story, The Hand on the Bridle.
The hawser can't last, Captain. The next pavement is the one that snaps her. It can't hold. We'll be smashed to pieces.
We can beat her while we still control her.
But, Captain,
while we still control her, I say. We have no choice. We must sever the hawser and hoist light sail. Hoist
sail? Hoist sail, Captain?
Yeah, and beach the ship. Level sand, just north of the Zoltwindia mouth.
It's impossible.
We have no choice.
We'll never manage.
Every second counts. Do as I order and quickly. Before we've lost the one chance we have.
Unfortunately, the one chance was already lost. Captain Lammeren didn't know it, but the Salt River had swollen its banks, and the mouth was blocked by a sandbar.
The wind screeched through the rigging as the younger Thomas dashed headlong to her doom. Broadside onto the sandbank, and within moments was rent in two by the vicious waves. Many of the 207 people aboard were drowned in that horrific instant. The rest clawed at the broken hulk and hung there, peering with terror-stricken eyes through the darkness towards the spray-whipped shore, towards their only hope of rescue. And the dim, wintry dawn revealed the proximity of the wreck to the shore. The terrified, desperate cries of the survivors clinging perilously to wreckage was clearly audible. So close to land, yet so close to death. The news of the wreck reached the castle, and immediate action was taken.
Corporal! Corporal!
Sir?
Merchantman aground near the Sotrafia mouth.
Oh, it comes as no surprise, sir. That storm last night...
Broken her back on the sandbank. She won't last long. And already company property is being swept ashore. The scavengers will be out in number.
What of survivors, sir?
I'm to command a force of 30 soldiers. Muster them. See them mounted.
Sir.
An armed party, Corporal. And quickly as possible.
Yes, sir.
And Corporal!
Sir?
We'll need to erect a gibbet.
Gibbet, sir?
That's what I said. So see that we have the necessary materials.
Sir,
you're wasting time, Corporal. You're wasting time. Muster the men. At once. Halt!
Whoop, whoop. Glad to see you know your duty, young Tennyson.
Mynheer Voltermader. Good morning.
And good morning to you. Well, am I permitted to enter, now that you know who I am and you've done your duty?
May I know the nature of your business at the castle, Mynheer Voltermader?
I've come to see my son Christian, to bring him some food. Soldier needs to fill his belly if he's of any use in his calling.
Ah, well, Corporal Voltermader isn't here. They left almost an hour ago.
They? Where have they gone?
Have you not heard?
It would seem not, wouldn't it?
The wreck at the Sotrafia mouth.
Wreck?
The younger Thomas, a merchantman, smashed up on a sandbank, and 30 of our men under the command of Lieutenant Artwis have been sent to the spot.
And Christian is among them?
Yes, he is. They are there to protect company property, prevent pilfering.
Ah, well, I'm sure that Christian will have even more of an appetite for the food I brought her. I'll take it to him.
They may not let you onto the beach, Mynheer Voltermader.
Indeed? And why not?
Well, they have orders.
Orders forbidding a soldier to eat? I don't think that delivering sustenance to him will conflict with any orders. Goodbye, young Tennyson, and thank you for the information.
Goodbye, Mynheer Voltermader. Be careful.
A gibbet! That's what we're making. A gallows. Whether it's used or not depends on you. No one else. I am commanded to inform you that whosoever attempts to remove any salvage from the shore, whosoever even approaches the shoreline, will be hanged immediately, without trial or sentence of judgment being passed upon him. All property whatsoever which may come ashore from the stricken vessel out there is company property. Everything belongs to the company. And anyone attempting to remove so much as one article feloniously now knows what punishment he faces. Be warned! Be warned! Stay away from the shore.
But what if the poor wretches aboard the wreckage?
That is not your affair! Since you ask, we have the harbour master with us. He will decide what, if anything, can be done. Well, what do you think?
Hopeless. It's hopeless. That's all I can say. For the surface it is, and the vessel breaking up. Oh, look, you can see how the waves wash over. It's hopeless. There's nothing we can do for the poor devils. Nothing we can do.
Over there, quickly! You! Give him a hand with that crate. Sir! Everything is to be stacked over there with the rest of the salvage. And hurry it up. Hurry it up.
Lieutenant Artwis.
What is it, Corporal?
There have been some survivors. Hardy swimmers who braved the surf and survived. They wish to be taken to the town.
That is not possible at present. I cannot spare men to escort them.
Then, may they go unescorted?
No. That would be foolishness. It is better that they remain here, under our protection.
Under guard? Is that what you mean, sir?
I mean under our protection, Corporal. Under our protection. And I would remind you that insolence to superior officers will not be tolerated. I intend... That man. Hey! You! Get away from there! What do you think you're doing? That is company property. I will have you hanged.
Mine. It's mine, sir. My trunk, brought from the ship.
Yours? Ha, ha, ha. Yours? It's company property.
It's mine. I swam ashore. This trunk is mine. I wear the key. I wear the key around my neck, see?
He is one of the survivors, sir.
Don't be too sure of that, Corporal. He may have survived the sea. But will he survive the gibbet?
Sir, I'm sure he speaks the truth. It's mine. It's mine, I swear. See, the key. This is the key.
Everything washed ashore is company property.
My name is on the trunk. I've done it.
It belongs to the company. Now get away from it. And count yourself most fortunate that you're not this moment swinging from a gibbet. Now get away! You there! Horseman! Stop where you are! You're not permitted to approach the shore. Company instructions. Who are you? What do you want here?
I'm carrying a loaf of bread and a bottle of wine.
Well, what of it? Answer my questions. Who are you? What are you doing here?
My son is under your command, Lieutenant. Corporal Voltermader.
Oh, yes. So you're Voltermader's father, are you? Why are you here?
To bring food to my son. Have I your permission to take it to him?
He's down there, overseeing the stackage of the salvage. You may ride down. But be quick. I have my orders.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Now, don't worry. I won't keep Christian from his duty. Whoa there. Whoa there, boy.
There are people out there. Their lives are in mortal danger. No one is doing anything to help them. Why?
Father, what are you doing here? Father?
Oh, Christian.
Are you all right? I asked what you were doing here, Father.
Some food for you. Bread, wine. Here, look at it.
Oh, thank heaven for that. My stomach has been complaining for the past hour. Thank you, Father. You look ill. Are you feeling all right?
Christian. Out there, on the wreckage. Survivors.
I know, Father. I know. Some have swum ashore successfully, but most who have tried have been caught in the fierce currents surging out from the swollen river mouth. They've just disappeared. Gone.
But what are those clinging to the broken hull? What's being done?
What can be done, Father?
The people from the town, they just stand there far back from the water's edge. Just watching. I don't understand.
They've been ordered to stay back. We have orders to protect company property, to prevent pilfering, thieving. We have orders.
Orders, orders, orders. Everyone speaks of orders.
I'm a soldier.
I, too, was a soldier.
I was a soldier for more years than you spent on this earth. But in heaven's name, those are people out on that wreck. Human beings.
Father, there is nothing...
Your precious orders to keep people from pilfering have made certain that there will be no rescue attempt.
I did not give the orders. But I must obey them. In any case, there is no way of rescuing them. The harbour master was here.
Did he try to reach those unfortunates?
No, he didn't. He said...
Then don't speak to me of the harbour master, Christian. One thing is certain. Out there, they'll all drown unless something is done. And soon.
Look at the sea, Father. How could anyone hope to reach the wreckage? It would be madness. It would be madness to try.
Then you must count me as mad, Christian.
Father, you can't seriously mean to swim your horse out into that... I won't let you.
No more talk. Precious seconds are wasting.
Father, don't! Don't!
The old man urged his mount through the turbulent surf. The shouts of his son, the great cry from both ship and shore, he heard none of these. He had one purpose only, to reach the wreckage of the young Thomas, to save life. His horse was sturdy and a good swimmer, and seemed imbued with his master's determination.
Not much further. A little further, let's go. A little further. And now, we turn, face the shore. Two men, jump! Catch hold of the horse's tail! Quickly! 2 men! It's no more dangerous than where you are. At least you have a chance. Come on, quickly! Can't control my horse indefinitely. The 2 men, jump! That's it. Cross the tail and hold on.
Shouts of triumph loosed themselves from the crowd when horse, rider, and rescue reached the safety of the sands. Willing hands reached out to help the 2 survivors. Baltimore pulled sharply on the reins to turn his courageous mount once again into the breakers towards the young Thomas. Seven times horse and rider braved the thundering, threatening sea. 7 times made the perilous double journey. And 14 men were brought to shore, saved from certain death by Volrat Baltimore. But by this time, both the brave old man and his sturdy horse were close to collapse with strain and fatigue. Baltimore dismounted. Gasping for breath, supporting his weary body against the saddle, he stroked the horse's mane.
There, my brave one. There.
Father! Thank heavens you're safe.
So weary, Christian, so weary. And my poor, brave horse. What courage he has. There, my beauty. What courage.
And you, Father. And you. 7 times, not once, but 7 times. Oh, thank heavens it's over and you're safe.
Listen to them, Christian. Listen to them. They've seen me dismount. They're in despair.
Father.
I was their only hope.
You have saved 14 lives. No man can do more than you have done.
Listen to them. Listen. Perhaps one more journey.
No, Father. You've done enough. You can do no more. You're not able for it. The horse is not able for it.
One more. Only one more.
No, Father.
I must try, Christian. I must try. Now help me mount.
No, you've done enough.
I cannot bear to hear those cries. I must try. I must.
Slowly, laboriously, horse and rider fought their dangerous way to the wreck of the young Thomas. And the stricken sailors knew that this was the last chance, their final hope of rescue. There was no hesitation. More than half a dozen leapt from the wreck. Crazed with fear, they struggled to gain a hold, their fingers frantically seeking a firm grip. In their frenzy, they grasped at anything within reach. The horse's tail, the saddle, the stirrups, the old man's sodden coat, and the horse's bridle. It happened in an instant. The weight on the bridle dragged the horse's head beneath the water, and the brave animal was drowned. Drowned too were the panicking sailors and Volrat Voldemade. It happened in an instant, that fatal hand on the bridle. A total of 67 people survived the wreck, including the 14 Voldemade had saved. In sacrificing his life to save the lives of others, Volrat Voldemade assured himself of a prominent place in the annals of the brave. And his selfless act still shines through the darkness of time like a bright beacon.
You've been listening to Tales from the Seven Seas, written by Annette Mackenzie and Jack Mullen. Listen next week at the same time to another enthralling story of the sea, produced by Andre Botman.